things, all the things I need to do. All right. Woohoo. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Claims of Truth Healing Circle. It is great to see all of you here tonight. Wow, got some alfalfa stuff going on here. How are you all doing? How are you doing? How are things going? It is a full moon kind of claims of truth healing circle. The full moon is tomorrow night. It so we are already under the full moon. It is a full moon that includes a lunar eclipse. All of that stuff is so not my jam. What it means is there is a lot of healing opportunities for all of us. And oh my goodness, I'm sure each and every one of us have gotten them. Hello, hello, hello. It is awesome to see all of you. There are lots of opportunities for healing, so feel free to put whatever you need into the chat. I definitely have an entire healing team hanging out going, yes, it is time to move some more stuff before we get to the full moon. And then, of course, I think it's Sunday is the fall equinox, the autumn equinox, and so there's a whole nother healing opportunity. And yes, the energies can be really intense, and you can be having lots of moments of, oh my God, what's going on? But you could also breeze through it. And in fact, I sent a message to a friend of mine today, and I was like, I don't know, I'm a little suspicious because this full moon is not really triggering me in the same way that the new moon was 2 weeks ago. And she said, wow, that really sounds like what you were like when you first started all of this, because I was constantly saying, you know, what's wrong with me? I don't have all these issues that everybody else has. What's going on? There must be something wrong with me. And in fact, that's not the case for any of us. Some of us can breeze through this, and some of us can have challenges. So however it shows up for you, please, please, please feel free to put it in the chat, and we're happy to celebrate when it's easy and heal when it's not. So this is the Claims of Truth Healing Circle, and tonight's circle is a world made new. And if you are not aware, the Claims of Truth Healing Circle is about the claims of truth that originally appeared in Paul Selig, who is a channel. He channels Melchizedek. Paul Selig's first few books, he talked about claims of truth. And somewhere in the middle of the books that he was writing, they changed from claims of truth to attunements. And I just love the idea of a claim of truth. And so I have just kept that. But that's what we're working with. We're working with claims of truth that come from these books. I took this claim of truth, A World Made New, from the new book that is coming out this week. If it's something that interests you, you might want to look up Paul Selig and order the book. There are now, I think it's 12 books. And some people start at the very beginning, and some people jump in wherever they happen to land. And it's all perfect. But a world made new, a world made new. Like, that's what we're all about. That's what we're here doing, is creating the world anew. So let's go ahead and get started. Casting a circle of light, specifying that only Source Creator God, my healing team, and the resources as needed be present for tonight's Claims of Truth Healing Circle, where we will be looking at the idea of a world made new. What is there about that we want to heal? What is there about that might trigger us or get us excited or really give us an opportunity to heal? Whatever it is, however it shows up, we are definitely going to be in community, having a great time, and truly enjoying the process of going up, up, up in frequency as we heal, as we move those low frequencies. So may it be with a blessing, blessing, blessing of Source, that however this all shows up, that we just keep trusting it all, knowing that our higher self is in it for us, taking us up, up, up in frequency with lots of love and support. With that, we say amen. And of course, there's always a round of ahos that go right along with that. So I think it is totally fabulous that you all are bringing all sorts of things to the chat. I love it. Happy to see everybody. Yes, Athena, the downloads have been wow. There are times when I'm just sitting, I'm like, wow, I'm just sitting here and I'm sweating. And if you experience that, it's not that you have a fever. It's just that those downloads of alchemy and new information that come in can be really, really warm as we transform, the low frequencies in our body. And absolutely, it can be intense. And I'm so excited about the new book as well. I actually got the first 50 pages or 60 pages or something like that of the book. And I was like, oh, this is so good. This is so good. Oh my God, this is so good. So, yeah, it is very, very cool. It's going to be awesome. And we'll definitely work with more of it. So, Jill, yay that you're doing really well. I've been humming along kind of like, oh, look, I'm not getting triggered here and I'm not getting triggered there. And I'm just keep trusting how it shows up. So however it shows up for you, feel free to share, because it doesn't matter. There's no one right way to do that for sure. And happy to help Jill with your throat and whatever else shows up for everybody. And yeah, David, in it to win it. We are in it to just keep taking it all up in frequency. And, there's a part of me that just sometimes gets tripped out about that. Really? This is what we're doing? Okay. So this is how it's showing up. And the answer is yes. How I have been looking at it over the last few days is, wow, if we were aware how often we are just radiating light wherever we are, whatever we are doing. And I have probably told you this before. I have spent for almost every single Friday for the last 3 or 4 years with my friend Joan. We have breakfast together and we sit basically at the same place every week. And how it was showing up to me over the weekend was, we're just sitting at a table, having food, chatting, whatever's coming up. We are not focusing on doing healing work or having specific conversations. We could be talking about her dog and my cat and what's happening in the world or real estate. We could be talking about any number of things. But what we are doing when we're together is we are just working on everything that's around us, and we start radiating more light. And we just keep radiating more light and radiating more light, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and everyone around us gets caught up in that light. Now, it's not that Joan and I are special. There is nothing more amazing about us than you. And you are doing the same things, no matter if you're doing it every single week or it's something you just randomly do. Oh, I'm going to go to the mall and I'm going to, sit down and have a burger at the eateries. Or, oh, I'm going to go to work. And when you are sitting at work, you are sitting there radiating light all the time. We don't have any awareness of it, which is probably a good thing, because we probably get really distracted and not be able to do whatever it is that we're normally doing. But we are out there radiating light and transforming the world in the process. We are making the world anew. If you have a little bit of doubt about that, if you have a little bit of, yeah, maybe you are, but I am not, feel free to raise your hand. Feel free to just be like a little energetic, yo, I need a healing over here, because you are absolutely doing that. If you weren't doing that, you wouldn't be here now. You wouldn't be interested in this. You wouldn't be showing up, to spend an hour with me. So first thing we're going to do is work on those valences. Valences are like curtains, and they are curtains of fear that we all have. We're all walking around with lots of valences, lots of curtains. They're energetic, and it's just like somebody had put like a curtain around us. I almost see it like if I were taking a shower and put a curtain around me. And it is all about fear. This idea that, fear is some sort of protection. Oh, well, it'll keep me safe. If I stay kind of cautious and careful and watch out, then I'm going to be safe. I'm never going to get into trouble or have any issues. And we just want to keep moving those curtains of fear, because fear is not a protection at all. It never has been. We just have a whole bunch of ideas that it is. So, hey, Nikki, it is great to meet you. I am happy to send you lots of extra love and extra light. It is fabulous. I'm so glad that you introduced yourself, and everybody can say hi. It's awesome to have you here, and we're just going to keep sending you loads of love, loads of light. So in the process, we're also going to move more of those valences. You might have an awareness of it, that it just feels like a curtain. Sometimes they show up like kind of like old sheets, like, when you cover the furniture because you're going to be away on vacation. I don't know who goes on vacation that long and covers their furniture up, but that kind of thing. So we are definitely moving more of those. And we are moving more unconsciousness. So Kate, I'm really happy that you bring that up, bring it to the party. The unconsciousness is just a lot. The good news is that as we move more unconsciousness, you just start having more awareness. There's things you kind of say like, wow, I never noticed that before. I had never really paid attention to that particular part of my body. I think it's really interesting as I move more unconsciousness around my feet, that I become more aware of like what my feet are doing. Isn't that weird? You can say yes. I think it's very interesting because I never paid so much attention to my feet as when I start moving more of the unconsciousness. So, while we are sitting here working on moving the unconsciousness and working on the valences, everybody take a moment to look for a gift of love. It might look like anything. You might have an awareness of it being a crystal. You might have an awareness of it being a flower. I'm sitting here staring at a watermelon on my counter. I'm like, it could look like a watermelon. Feel free to ask. You can have your hands out and trust that it'll be put into your hand, or you can be busy doing 5 other things and just know that it is going to be gifted to you. It always is. So mine is a feather. It's a tail feather. I don't know why. I know it's a tail feather. I was going to tell you it's a big white feather, and then when I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's like coming out of a tail, almost like if it were coming out of a rooster, that kind of tail feather. And it is red. And I am going to put that, in my sternum. Bobby, you heard library. Yep, it's a book. See, isn't that cool? You have this awareness of like a library, or, you're looking around your house. What is it? What is it? Oh, I see a candle. Oh, is it a candle? Yes. It's very awesome. And Bobby, you can ask what kind of book is it? Is it a book of love? Does it say the word love on it? And then if you'd like, you can ask where it'll go. Truth. Yes. Truth is one of those frequencies that is coming in with the full moon tomorrow night, so that's awesome. Kate, look at you, a mirror. I love that. One of the things I love about mirrors is that mirrors constantly give us an opportunity to reflect our truth. How about that? Hey, gentlemen. It is great to see you here. Yeah, that hat. That's an awesome thing. And, gentlemen, just because it's a hat does not mean it's going on your head, so feel free to ask where your hat is going. It's always fun to see where something will show up. It makes me laugh sometimes. See, your hat is going in your sternum. I had skates I think it was for gratitude ceremony that I was doing, and I had skates, and I was like, why are my skates going in my eyes? Because there's no rules, right? It's one of the things that we are constantly healing, those ideas about how things have to be, how things are supposed to be. So while you all are looking at your gift of love, I will tell you that tomorrow night's moon is called the Moon of Sacred Knowledge. The Moon of Sacred Knowledge. Doesn't that sound like an awesome thing? Yes, give me some more sacred knowledge. It is, the Moon of Sacred Knowledge is bringing in lots of frequencies. Moons always bring in high frequencies to the planet. I know, it's crazy. This is one of those things that, like, a few years ago, I was like, moon? Oh, is there? Oh, yeah, look, there's a moon up there. I would have had no idea about new moons, full moons, what things were doing, that there were any kind of frequencies or transformation happening. I was completely unaware, unconscious to all of that. was not my jam. So if it's not yours, that is perfectly okay. And now I do pay attention to the moon because I understand that there's lots of frequencies coming in. So this moon tomorrow night has a frequency that's fairly new to the planet, magnificence, coming in. And it has the gold frequencies of truth and ascension. And then it also has a brand new frequency that's coming to the planet called congruence. It came over the weekend, congruence, and it's a purple frequency with gold and silver entwined in it. And for me, that kind of looks like almost like vines going through it. But do you need to know that? Nope, not at all. If you have no idea about frequencies, you're still good because that's okay. That's part of the whole idea that you are just being however you are being, and that's okay. You don't have to behave a certain way, do a certain thing. You don't have to be a healer. You don't have to, do drum circles or wave your hands around. You can just keep being out in the world, doing what you're doing, and trusting that you are going up in frequency and you are transforming all those people around you, because you are. Okay, so if you're stuck with what your gift might be, you can certainly ask me, but everybody has gotten gifts. There have been gifts of crystals and flowers and drums and bells and candles. There are lots of those kinds of things. So if any one of those sort of, dings you and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what I got, it's perfect. I love that. Lollipops is another thing that you can absolutely have. I think it's fabulous. Nikki, an amethyst crystal string, lights in a jar. How cool is that? So those amethyst crystals are transformation crystals. The amethyst is absolutely beautiful for that. Perfect. And you can ask where it goes, or you can just trust that it went exactly where it was perfect. So there are bells coming in for everybody. Some bells look like, these things. Those kinds of bells. And some of the bells look like they would be Liberty bells. Some of them look like little symbols. Look like little crystalline bells of sort. Always helpful to have somebody explain what I'm doing. Cowbells, yes, a cowbell. Yep, absolutely. Those are coming in for everybody, however yours show up. I can also see some people have them that like the bell doesn't even really show up, but it's kind of like musical notes that are there. So they're harmonics. So you may not be aware of a bell in particular, but you just have an awareness of the harmonics that are coming in. Harmonics are healing as well. Yay for that. So, yep, Nikki, that's how it all happens. Your higher self, your healing team takes all these frequencies that come in, whether you know it or not, takes the frequencies that come in and use them to take your body, your mind, your higher self up in frequency. That's what we're really up to. And that's why it doesn't really matter if you're somebody who's like, oh, I want to be a healer, I want to be a coach, or I want to do something spiritual. Or if you're like, all I want to do is, work in an office or be a doctor or whatever it happens to be, and know that you are busy going up in frequency as well. You do not have to be a healer in order to be going up in frequency. And you don't have to be a healer to be going up in frequency fast. So, did I miss something about somebody with, Joanna, I did miss it. Which fits right in here. You do not have to eat a certain way. You do not have to behave a certain way in order to go up in frequency. That is literally what I was just talking about. There are a lot of programming and religious ideas that say if you don't behave in this manner, you're not going to go up in frequency. But that is absolutely not the truth of anyone. Even the person who is doing the most harm to the planet, to people, to, what animals, is going up in frequency, and they are here by agreement doing what their higher self wants them to be doing. And they are loved by Source just as much as the person who seems to be doing everything exactly the way we imagine it. And that's a really awesome principle. I love that you bring this up, because over and over again, we want to remind ourselves that what we put in darkness, what we make wrong, what we, have a judgment about, puts us right there next to whatever that thing is. So, me having a judgment about people who run red lights puts me right next to them. Right next to them, like going, oh my God, you're just such an awful person. Like, how long does it take just to stop at a light? Why do you have to run the red, blah, 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 right? When I'm sitting there going on and on about a traffic light and why somebody would be so rude and disrespectful to run it, I'm sitting in the car right next to them. I'm right there with them, because I'm putting myself in judgment. I'm putting myself in fear. I'm putting myself in a place where I can't be loving and understanding and lifting it all up. So you may have ideas about how you want to eat. Your higher self might be saying, absolutely. You want to be a vegan, a vegetarian, you don't want to eat meat, but you're going to eat fish. Any of those things are exactly perfect. So, yeah, just like you don't have to be a healer in order to take it all up in frequency. So, we're going to take just a moment and consider what kind of change we would like to start creating with this full moon. What is a change that you would like to create with this full moon? We're in the process of making a world new. Does that mean it needs to be a grand change? Nope. It can be a little tiny change. My little tiny change is that I want to trust my higher self more. I want to trust that everything is showing up exactly as it's supposed to show up, exactly as it's meant to, for me to get the healings on. And the more I can trust that, the more I can be like, okay, it's all good. Jacqueline, I'm happy to help you with that, moving the blocks to selling your house, My next door neighbor is selling their house. I have been working on any blocks that show up for them as well. And I also understand that it's going to sell in the exact time it is meant to sell. My neighbors really, if I could tell you they go all out on Halloween, it wouldn't be enough to tell you what it looks like. They have so much stuff all over their lawn, and it is so freaking cool. I mean, the stuff that they put out, and I actually thought it was really cool. I was overloaded with it because I didn't understand, but I was really triggered by the one thing that they put out. They put out a head of a man that looked like he had been decapitated. So there's like blood dripping off the neck and stuff like that. And that triggered the heck out of me. Like, I love Halloween. I think Halloween's really fun, particularly in our neighborhood. But that triggered me to no end. So when I heard they were listing their house, I have to tell you, there was a part of me like, yay, they won't be here next year for Halloween, and they're still here. So perhaps what I need to do is keep moving what blocks me, what triggers me about them, and then they'll be able to sell their house. Am I responsible? Nope. But everything that happens out there is a healing opportunity for me. So I say that to just know we keep moving the blocks to selling our houses, to creating what is next, and then we just have to do a round of trusting how it shows up. Yep. I love all the conversations that people have about selling houses. Don't you know that selling a house right in an election year is really a bad time? The blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I guess. And people do sell them. So let's move more of those ideas, those pictures that we have about what things look like, about how they're supposed to go. So we move the valences. We're also moving pictures and frames for everybody. The old, outdated ideas of how things go about what the world is supposed to look like. I don't know about you, but I am old enough to remember a world without cell phones, without the internet, and I couldn't have even imagined this that I'm doing right now 20 years ago. I couldn't have even imagined. So we're going to work on all those pictures and frames and ideas that we have about what a world made new looks like. Because people can talk about it, but we're here creating it now. And there's a lot that we want to just keep moving the old ideas to make space for the new. Jill, I love that. Just want to love everyone a little bit more. I love that. And Amanda, we are happy to help you with your siblings, moving more of that anger and resentment, the jealousy, the judgment. Oh my Lord. Judgment, judgment, judgment. Let's clear a round of judgment for everybody, because that is definitely a world made new. The more judgment we can move, the more ideas we have about how people are supposed, that is not what people are supposed to behave like. That is not how that goes. Can you believe her? She thought that she had a right to all that stuff. Let's just keep healing more of that. All right. Got all of those bells installed. Get a healing on change and what change looks like. And now we're going to get a gift for acceptance. Whew. A gift for acceptance. This is how it is. This is what it looks like. This is how it's showing up. Feel free to take a look. You may see a geometric. A lot of the gifts for acceptance are in a geometric. You might see cubes or orbs, pyramids, dodecahedrons, star tetrahedrons. Mine is a dodecahedron, and it is filled with Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is an electric blue, and it is really about the frequency of forgiveness. And gentlemen, we're happy to help you with. There's control energies, the fear, and the unworthiness. We all have a lot of control energies. Those control energies are part of living on this planet. We just have to go, okay. So those are there, and I keep taking my body up in frequency, and more of those will move. You are welcome to add a side of back pain and cramps. Yep, you have a bind there, Janelyn. So we're just going to keep taking that area up in frequency. We take it up enough, and then we'll be able to remove that bind. Amanda, I missed you today. Amanda is in a class that I TA for on Mondays. Pearl-colored cube filled with white light energy and pale pink cherry blossoms. Yep. Beautiful. Cubes are the geometric of union. Union is a frequency that reminds us that there is no separation between us. Just because I live in Florida and you live in Wyoming, and you have no interest in living in the sun, and I'm not sure if I want to live where it's cold, does not mean that there's any difference between us. We are all from the same source. I feel like my team is like, really? Is that the best explanation you could come up with? Apparently at the moment. But you get it. Doesn't matter what we look like, what our religions are, what our politics are, how we were raised, what our experiences have been. We all come from the same source. And that same source is actually responsible for all of the crystals, all of the animals, yes, the insects, the birds, the sea life, all of that. Whew. All right. It's such a, normal healing circle. Here's your opportunity. It is available for you to surrender more of what is not working for you. So one of the things that I know is not working for me is the fear that keeps showing up in my chest. And sometimes it shows up as a just plain old, oh my God, my heart's like boom, 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 beating really heavy. And I just feel like I'm kind of like, which way should I go? How should I go? And I have to stop myself and remind my body that I'm completely safe. I'm sitting on the sofa. I'm reading my book. There is nothing for me to be in fear about. So I would like to surrender more of that here and now and just be like, as much of it as I can surrender, I'm ready to let go of. I think it was Jalen who was talking about control. Some of us have a very tight grip on the steering wheel, and we, the person in the body, is really not responsible for driving this vehicle ever. And so maybe you want to release one or two of the steering wheels that you are holding on to as just a sign that you're like, okay, I am really tired of trying to drive this vehicle. I'm going to surrender more of that. And yes, Amanda, the same source is also responsible for the mosquitoes that bite us. I was cleaning off my patio yesterday, and all of a sudden something moved. And every once in a while something moves and there's nothing there. But this was something that moved, and I looked down and it was a millipede. And it just tripped me out. I had a whole moment of like, what is that? And why is that here? And why is it going underneath my rug? And oh my gosh, it's gone. But yes, Source loves the millipede and the mosquito just as much as they love anything else. So yeah, it's a great reminder for us. Mm-hmm. Gifts for our animals. I have several of you showing me like your leashes and your collars for your pets. So we're going to go ahead and gift them. Our animals feel the moon just as much as we do. I don't know if you happen to have an animal that gets really, just a little bit afraid or a little bit unruly during the moon. That certainly happens. Yep, happy to help with all of our pets. And a reminder for us that the more that we can give ourselves grace and ease and really like allow ourselves to be like in the groove of what is going on, the more our animals will feel that as well. Mm-hmm. So healings for everybody's nervous system. You can ask if you'd like what frequencies will most support you for your nervous system. You can also ask the reverse. What do you have the most of in your nervous system that you'd like to move out? If you're curious, if you're just willing to trust, that works too. Trust, trust, trust. A lot more grace. Grace is a sunsetty orange. Everybody go through and wrap their nervous systems, wrap their brain stems. And of course, we are helping you with your chakras. Chakras are a breeze. We'll just go through and help you with chakras, with your auric layers, all those grounding chakras that we have. Help you with all of those as well. Keep grounding, grounding, grounding. Yep. Amanda, I think that is totally awesome. You recognize that birds don't wear hats, but Lacey has a gift as well. Let's see. Gift, 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 gift. Everybody has a gift of light coming in. Your gift of light could look like a candle. Your gift of light could look like a light bulb. It could look like, I was actually just seeing matches a couple moments ago. There's a lot of ways that your gift of light can show up. So feel free to ask, take a look. You see, however it shows up to you. Some of you have like flames, like you are holding out your hands like this, and there's a flame in your hand. It does not have to make sense. Happy to give you a healing on that. See, I love that. Thank you, Amanda, for popping in just at the right time. A drawing of a blue lightning bolt. Lightning bolts are also gifts of light, gifts of power, lightning bolts. So I have one of those flames. It's a flame that has blues and purples in it. I'm aware that there's a lot of wonder in it. Wonder is cerulean blue. And there's also some of that new frequency congruence, that purple frequency that is coming in. And I'm going to put that flame in my sternum. Joanna, you got butterflies. Very cool. Activate those gifts. More power in your sternum. That's a great thing. Yeah, so the really cool thing about this moon, in addition to the frequency that's coming in, the new frequency that's coming in, and the frequencies that are coming in, is that there is an ending, you know, like a final act that is happening with this moon as well. Like you are really transforming something big with this moon. And so you can ask at any point in time, you know, what that is. You can just maybe pay a little of attention to kind of what shows up in front of you. If you notice that you are spending a little more time like being in fear, like you can just feel that, you're like, oh, there is more of this moving out. That's why I'm seeing so much of it. If you are somebody who does a lot of like going to the garage and going, now why was I here? Or, you know, you're like, I forgot to do that. I forgot to, you know, send that email or mail that letter. Does anybody mail letters anymore? You can know that some of that is the field is showing you the unconsciousness that you are moving out. The field is always showing us what is going on. It's sometimes requires us to get past the triggers that we have. So I get really triggered when I get up and I go to the garage and I'm very clear at what I'm doing until I get to the laundry room. And then suddenly I'm like, and why am I here? I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep going out there and I'm going to trust that it shows up But it triggers me because I'm like, what is that issue? So now I'm starting to catch myself. Oh, I'm getting triggered. Let me pay attention to what that trigger is. The more I pay attention to the trigger, the more I realize what is being healed. So did everybody get their light? Don't want you missing out on your light. Somebody has a string of like Christmas lights. Oh, this one's really cool. Somebody has a jar, what looks like a jar of fireflies. I don't think it really is fireflies. I think it's just little lights. Yeah. So feel free to take a look. There you go. A string of lights in your sternum. Ashley! Hey, Ash. It's great to see you. Joanna, those lights are lots of colors. Amanda, I love that you can see Lacey's light. Did you tell me what yours was? You probably didn't. I didn't pay attention. There's a whole bunch of you that have those flames. Kate, I love that. White sage burning. For me, sage is about clearing unconsciousness. So that's always a good thing. Gentlemen, you have an anglerfish whose headpiece lights up, or stadium lights. Let's look at that. Okay, so gentlemen, there are some lights that are they're like spotlights that your higher self wants those to move. And then there are some lights that are like how do I describe? They're like a really soft white light that is going in and replacing it. So that giant, like if you were replacing a spotlight that was glaring into your bedroom with just a soft white light. It's like filled with love and harmony and frequencies like that, grace. So that's cool. And if anybody else has any of those, they're like you're under a spotlight. We're going to replace those. Like you're being questioned. That's a lot of fear. Wow. Machines creating fear. Oh my God, I'm in trouble. That's it. A lot of them are showing up in people's third eyes, in their frontal lobes, in their brain stems, in their temporal lobes. And we're gifting the pineal and the pituitary gland, because that's always a good thing. Okay. It is the moon of sacred knowledge. There are a set of 3 books for everybody. You can take a look at your books. You do not have to look at a title. If you want to look at a color, you certainly could do that. You might have an awareness of them all being the same color. I also see some of them that are like dark pink, medium pink, light pink, or a dark blue, a medium blue, a light blue. You might have a blue, a green, and a purple. You can just go ahead and take a look at those. And those are going in your frontal lobe and your third eye. And yeah, Amanda, I'm happy to help you with your sinuses. Yep. So my 3 books are like a teal, a turquoise, and a like a silvery blue. All blue frequencies. The teal is bliss, aquamarine. Thanks. All right, Amanda, your first book, Blue Leather, Silverton, My Place. Your home. And your home in this incarnation is your body. A world made new. That's what we're doing. As we create a world made new right here in our bodies, we are also transforming everything around us. The world around us is transforming. The craziness that is happening in the world is part of what is transforming. The stuff in us, the crazy in us is transforming right along with it. We just keep trusting how it shows up. Lots of books of clarity, which is also wonder. There are lots of books of joy and of love and inspiration, illumination, books of transformation, books of benediction. Amanda, that's beautiful. Small red book. Silence. And for everybody that has a bind, we've taken the bodies up in frequency enough to remove the bind. If you want to know where yours is, you can ask your higher self. There's a lot of them that are around the throats, around your frontal lobe, like around your head. Some of them around your stomachs. A world made new, a world beyond what you have known. So we want to keep that in mind as we continue to move through our day, move throughout the world, that the world is constantly giving us an opportunity to re-see it, to re-know it, to know it as something new, something beyond anything that just seems ordinary, and something beyond anything that we could have imagined. Joanna, I like that. Lungs. Yes. You have a bind there. Amanda, that's an awesome third book. Awesome, awesome third book. That's how it works, right? You're just like, oh, let me just see it all with more love, with more power, with more trust. I love this piece from the new book. The book is coming out. I think it's supposed to be delivered this week or next week. It says, this is in, I think it's the first chapter, which is like the third day of the book. Imagine each time you cast your eyes upon something, it was altered through your sight. Imagine each time you entered a room, the room was altered, and the idea of room even was altered through your presence. Your realization, your inherent knowing, your manifest being is what alters this reality, because the level of tone that you are holding must, in fact, reclaim what it encounters in tandem with itself. The choice to do so, to embody at this level, at the cost of the old ideas of what can and should be, is what is being offered. Now, some of you believe that this is about abandoning your lives. It is not about abandoning anything. It is about releasing an attachment to what has been as a way to inform what can and will be. Every time you walk into a room, you are transforming what that room looks like, simply by being who you are. When you walk into your bedroom tonight, you are transforming that room simply by who you be. Who you be. Has not me messing up the English language. It is, you are transforming everything by being who you are. Isn't that cool? Isn't that so freaking cool? Whether you're aware of it or not, listen, I have spent 8 years doing this, and I'm only just now starting to get that. Every time I walk into a space, that I am transforming everything around me. It is not the same as it was before you walked into the room. Ever, always. How cool is that? So awesome. So awesome. A world made new. That's what we're doing. It sounds like a dramatic thing, right? Like a huge thing, like, oh my God, how am I ever going to do that? Just by being you, just by being you, doing whatever it is you are doing. You could be messing it up royally, and you're still doing it exactly as you are doing it. How cool is that? Okay. So, we've gotten rid of some valences, some pictures, some frames, helped nervous systems, moved binds. We have been able to gift the field out there and to gift ourselves lots and lots of gifts for all of us. Last thing, last gift is a gift of knowing. A gift of knowing. And you may have an awareness of this being a fountain, some version of a fountain. It is going into your third eye, a gift of knowing. So you remember just how amazing and powerful you are, just how awesome you are. Just borrow from Amanda's title of her book. So you know that you are sacred, so that you know that you are a powerful being of light, just the way you are. Whew, it is one warm time. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight for the healing circle. You know, I sat here a half an hour before I started going, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I the one leading this? Oh my God, I don't know. Let me write new notes. Maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, maybe if I print this out, maybe if I... And I make myself laugh now when I realize that it is all divinely perfect. It's absolutely amazing. It is so much fun to be in community with all of you, and it's never, ever what I think it's going to be, and it's so much more than I could have ever imagined. So I am going to seal the field unto the light of that one true source creator God. I of course thank my healing team and all the support teams for all the magic and all the healing that we get while we sit here being in community. But most importantly is thanking each and every one of you for just showing up and being totally awesome, totally fabulous, willing to do whatever it is, play the games, participate, get the healings, and trust your higher self. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We are definitely going to be back here on September 30th for a lot more magic, a lot more fun. I'm really hoping we're going to do some fabulous energy, playing and diving in even more. But this has been fabulous. I love you, each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a fabulous full moon and lunar eclipse. And what else do we have? Oh yeah, have a fabulous autumn equinox. And if there's anything you need, feel free to send me a message. Happy to help. Happy, happy, happy. Love you guys. With that, we say amen and aho.